Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, December 17th through Sunday, December 23rd, 2018. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the messages from your Angel's Divination deck. So let's take a look at the stones of choice before we get started. So these are all stones that I'm actually going to wrap into special intention pendants, but I haven't had a chance to wrap them yet. And of course, I have the gold, silver, or copper wire. I'm not sure. I always go with my intuition. But this first one, and I don't know, hopefully you can see that beautiful blue sheen. This is a labradorite cabochon. So cabochon meaning that it's specifically cut into this beautiful rectangular shape, and the back of it is like a nice flat back. Now I already gave these stones and crystals, even though I have not yet wrapped them in the wire, I did give them the special intentions. And so the labradorite is going to have the vibration of the number 7, which is the number of trust in the spiritual realm and the power of discernment. It's going to have the qualities of the planet Uranus, the planet of higher dimensional energies and the God mind. It's going to have the energies of the element of water for intuition and clairsentience, which is a psychic ability where you sense or feel things. So this is about clear feeling. And this mystical labradorite stone is also going to have the energies of Archangel Haniel infused into it, which Archangel Haniel is the archangel of moon energies, healing abilities, and psychic perceptions. Okay, your second stone of choice that I will be wrapping into a special intention pendant is this beautiful Larimar. I love this stone. So the Larimar is going to be infused with the qualities of the number 6, the number of emotional balance, peace, and tranquility. Kind of reminds me of either the blue sky or turquoise blue waters, and that, has that essence of, again, the emotional body and that peace and tranquility. This is also going to have the divine feminine energies infused into it. The energies of the sign of Pisces, the sign of universal healing and dissolving blockages from this and previous lifetimes. The energies of the element water for fluidity, creativity, and intuition. And this is also going to be infused with Archangel Raphael's energy of healing of the emotional body and opening of the heart chakra. And this stone, Larimar in general, is associated with the dolphins and with ancient Atlantis. All right, and then your last stone of choice is this beautiful raw ruby. I don't know if you can see, it's a beautiful deep red color, this ruby. And so powerful stone in and of itself, the ruby, just has this very powerful energy to it. And this one I've already Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 22, the number of power on all planes, the qualities of the sign Scorpio for passion, protection, and shielding from negative energies or situations, the qualities of the fire element, and the fire element is going to be for energy, courage, and leadership. And this one has Archangel Michael's energies to protect from lower vibrational energies and to give one a sense of strength and empowerment. So again, your stones of choice are the mystical labradorite, the wonderful Atlantean Larimar, or the very powerful ruby stone. Now, before we get into the astrology of the week, I want to start by just, we're over halfway through the month of December, and this month of December, just checking in with some of you, I did a soul reflections video not too long ago. Posted that on my Facebook page under Colleen Lemma if you want to go and watch that. But, this is a month of change. The vibration of the month of December is about change. And that's based on the universal vibration of 2018 plus that universal vibration of the month of December. So again, it gives us this energy of change and redirection and freedom energies, freedom from. It's about movement, but the movement can be chaotic. So this is not a very grounded energy in this month. It's, again, it's up and down. There's maybe surprises or surprising events unfolding or things that are changing that we're, not aware of, or maybe we are aware of, and that causes, again, this feeling of not being grounded, or feeling of even being anxious. And I also want to mention that, we'll get into the specifics, but this week is also a full moon this week in the sign of Cancer, which is a very emotional sign. It, rules our emotional body. It rules the subconscious. It rules our connections with our ancient ancestors, our ancestral line. We're also moving into the time of the year where we're reaching, at least in the Northern Hemisphere here, we're reaching the shortest day of the year, meaning the shortest amount of daylight in the year. So, it's that time here in the Northern Hemisphere where the days are shorter, the darkness comes, earlier for us in the evening, which is the signification, that's not the right word I'm looking for, it signifies the sun moving into Capricorn. It signifies the beginning of winter time here in the Northern Hemisphere. So this is about the equinox. This is the winter equinox here. So again, this is the time of self-reflection, when we have that darkest time of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, those over on the other side of the world in the Southern Hemisphere, Australia, you're dealing with the longest day of your year, the time of the most daylight, because you're in your summertime, opposite us here in the Northern Hemisphere. So again, a time of more meditation here, a time of more self-reflection, more of a time to go within and kind of be quiet and be within ourselves, because this is a time, metaphorically speaking, of death. The darkness is significant, or signifying, metaphorically speaking, this kind of death process, so that as we turn that corner, when the sun moves into Capricorn, the days start to get longer and longer and longer with the daylight. So, we're in that time of kind of death and rebirth, so to speak here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the specifics now for the astrology of this week. On Thursday the 20th, because there's not a lot happening Monday through Wednesday, the moon is going through different signs of the zodiac and connecting with different planets, but I talk about that more on my daily posts on Facebook. So on Thursday the 20th of December, the sun is actually in a trine connection to Uranus. A trine is usually a very harmonious and positive aspect or connection. Uranus, however, is a planet of the unexpected, a planet of change, a planet of higher vibrational or dimensional energies, a planet of freedom, a planet of sometimes unexpected, shocking events. And the sun right now is in the sign of Sagittarius until a little bit later in the week here. And Uranus is retrograde right now in the sign of Aries, and it's actually starting to really slow down. So this is going to intensify the energies of the sun connecting with Uranus, because Uranus is slowing down, its energy is becoming more and more intense. It actually is going to turn back to direct motion in the first week of January. So here we are, nearing the end of this month of December, the second half of December. So we're starting to feel those energies of, again, freedom, change, redirection of Uranus, kind of intensifying his energies. And with the sun in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is also an energy of freedom. It's an energy that's mutable. It's mutable fire. Fire is about energy, action, movement. Mutable means that there's ever-changing energies, moving energies, and they're moving in all directions. It's almost like juggling energies. So to me, with this connection to Uranus, and Uranus can bring quick and sudden changes, I feel like there's going to be something happening, something that's like the pot is being stirred, so to speak, energetically. And this can set us up for freeing ourselves from something. It could be freeing ourselves from a situation, a relationship, freeing ourselves from belief systems we no longer need to hold on to, freeing ourselves energetically to be able to move on to the next step of our path. There's a lot of ways to interpret that, but nonetheless, there's some sort of change that's happening here. And because Uranus is retrograde and will turn direct the first week of January, we might not see the actual third dimensional unfolding of whatever that change is going to be until January, when Uranus turns back to direct motion. Now there will be some sort of changes or movement with the changes, but I feel like you're going to see even more when Uranus, turns direct. On Friday the 21st, there's a lot happening. On Friday the 21st, we have, oh, and by the way, I got to say that the Sun-Uranus thing on Thursday, it's happening early enough here, Eastern time, 11:21 a.m. Eastern time, that we might start feeling that the second half of the day Thursday if you are in the United States. On Friday the 21st, we have Venus in a positive connection to Neptune. Venus is in the sign of Scorpio right now, so it's about the divine feminine empowering themselves. It's about passion. It can be about secrets. And of course, Neptune is very elusive anyway. Neptune is the spiritual planet, and it's about unconditional love, it's about compassion, but it's also about confusion and kind of being in an illusion. And so with Venus connecting with Neptune, often when we see Venus and Neptune together, it's something about relationships, because Venus rules relationships. However, she also rules money and finances, and she's in Scorpio right now, which does rule other people's money and resources. And so we might see something regarding relationships or money finances that maybe we're not seeing totally clearly as of yet, because even though it's a positive aspect, Neptune brings in this elusive, confusing energy. So I feel like it could be something good. Again, it's a positive aspect. It could be like, oh, the dream come true kind of energy, but I can't quite see all of it yet, so we have to kind of wait and see how it unfolds. So just allow yourself a little bit of time with that one. That can feel like in relationship, it can feel like, oh, true love, my knight in shining armor kind of energy. But again, I feel like it might be more resource, money, finance related because she's in Scorpio. And it's definitely about spiritual empowerment. Scorpio is about power and Neptune is the spiritual. So this is about spiritually, especially the divine feminine on the planet, which we all have, male and female both have the divine feminine, but even more so maybe women empowering themselves, spiritually empowering themselves. Also on Friday the 21st, we have Mercury, the planet that rules the mind, messages, communication, our thoughts, our ideas. And it's going to be connecting to Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet that rules abundance and prosperity and blessings. Now, they're both in Sagittarius. So again, the Sagittarius energy is sometimes all over the place. It's like, think first of all, it's a fire sign, and fire can be unpredictable when it's burning. Kind of the flame kind of dances back and forth, and you're not really sure, where it's going to go or what it's going to do. But also, Sagittarius, being one of the fire signs, is the only one of the fire signs that is considered mutable, meaning changeable, meaning, again, a little unpredictable. Now, Jupiter can rule our belief systems. Sagittarius can rule judgments. Both Mercury and Jupiter are in Sagittarius, and so Jupiter is going to expand that energy of Mercury. Now this can be very positive as far as creative ideas, creative self-expression. This can even be very intuitive and having flashes of insight or pictures or mental images of something to come, like almost being prophetic. But on the other side of it, it can expand into judgments, and then it can expand into speaking before you think, which Sagittarius is kind of well known for, being very opinionated and, speaking before they think, which sometimes results in the other person's feelings getting hurt, because the Sagittarius is a truth teller. They're all about truth, they're all about freedom, and, they very much just kind of say it like it is. So this energy, could have a couple of different ways that it could go. And then also on Friday the 21st, at 5:23 p.m. Eastern Time, the Sun is moving into Capricorn. So again, this is when we're moving into that winter time, with the Sun moving into Capricorn, the shortest day of the year. A time to really, again, just kind of go within, be quiet, self-reflect, allow this kind of death and rebirth process to take place within yourself. So again, winter solstice time, and I probably should do maybe a soul reflections video on the winter solstice energy in general, but in lieu of that, and if I don't get to that because it is a busy time of year, look up Winter Solstice spiritual meaning and just, kind of find out a little bit more about that if you don't already know. On Saturday the 22nd, we have a full moon in Cancer. Now, because the sun just went into Capricorn, the moon is just going into Cancer, the opposite sign. So this full moon is at 0 degrees of Cancer. It happens at 12:49 p.m. Eastern Time. The 0 degree is the first degree, obviously. And so think about a baby just being born. That's what the 0 degree of any sign is about. It's about the birth of that new energy. And when you're a baby just being born, you don't have the kind of mature logic. You don't have the sense of kind of growth or maturity or understanding or awareness that as you get older you start to have. So because Cancer is an emotional sign, it rules the emotional body, the emotional realm, our feelings, our subconscious. This one again, this full moon, which full moons always kind of bring up this intensity of energy depending on what sign it's in. It's going to bring up an intensity of emotions, which full moons usually do in general, but this one even more so because we're in the sign of Cancer, the sign that rules the emotional body and rules our feelings and emotions. And it's at 0 degrees. And so I feel like people are going to be a little sensitive, okay? They're going to be sensitive. And again, coupled with some of the other energies going on, there may be some interesting occurrences, with the sun connecting with Uranus, change, redirection, unexpected happenings maybe. Mercury connecting with Jupiter, bringing in again that Sagittarius kind of quick thinking or speaking before you think, or judgment energy. Again, that's the lower vibration of it all. So let's expect the highest vibration, and the highest vibration is going to come in if we really, again, find that peace and calm within ourselves and tune into that self-reflective and that idea of kind of allowing this death and rebirth process to take place within ourselves. But the reason I bring up all this changing energy, again, the month of December being that kind of universal month energy for everyone, that kind of brings in ups and downs and changes and sudden unexpected happenings. So we will see what happens as we near Christmas time, which is going to be part of next week's video. So let's go ahead and see what our angels and guides have to say. Now, the first card, when I was shuffling and meditating, 2 cards fell out of the deck together, so we put both of them here as part of the first card message. Okay, so the first card is an air card. This is the suit of swords. This is the suit of the mental realm, and this is the number 5, interestingly enough. So here we have that 5 energy again. And 5 is about change, and it's about redirection. It's about things not being focused, not being grounded, which is, what change is all about. Things aren't focused or grounded, therefore things are changing. Now this card says at the bottom, an unwise choice. And it says, learn what you can from the situation and review everyone's motives. Now, I don't know that I, vibrate or resonate with much of what's said on the card necessarily, but you can see that there's a lot of unicorns here, and they're kind of all in disarray, and they're all huddled together. And again, the suit of air, the suit of swords, is about our thoughts, our belief systems, and our communications. So it makes me feel right away that there might be some sort of disagreements with other people, or chaotic, unresolved energies between people, or in communications with other people, whether it be intimate family, friendship, business, that maybe there's a lack of clarity going on, a lack of focused energy. Or this could just be about busyness. We're in a holiday season, things are busy, there's a lot of people getting together and talking and, getting together with one another, and they haven't for, some time. However, the number 5, or specifically the 5 of swords, the 5 of air, usually indicates some sort of challenging energy. We're being challenged by our thoughts. We're being challenged by our own inner belief systems or subconscious belief systems. We're having challenging communications with other people. But let's go ahead and take a look at the second card here that came out with it, and maybe it will provide some more information. So the next one, okay, it's another air card. So we're definitely in the realm of communication here, or our thoughts. This is the 2 of air. You can see the imagery here. There's 2 unicorns, they're locking horns. And so right away you get this image or idea that, there's some sort of communication with another person to where maybe you both have different viewpoints or different opinions, or you want to make a different decision regarding something, and you're not being able to kind of come into a state of balance about it. You're not being able to kind of move forward or make the decision, or you're on two opposing ends of the coin, so to speak. You're needing to balance, and this could be about your own mind too and your own thoughts. The number 2 is about balance, so there's a need to balance your own thoughts and mental body here. But let's look at the information at the bottom. It says being unable or unwilling to make a decision. You're at a stalemate, pretending that there's no problem. So right away, there's a couple things that flash for me, and that is that there may be some disagreements in a family situation to where, there's two things, that you're not able to be on the same page about something or make a decision because there's different people having various different viewpoints and opinions. Or the other thing that comes in is that through the communication within the family system, and they're saying this could be with friends or business partners as well as family, that there's some sort of challenge or issue or something that you're not able to really be aware of and see, or you're not wanting to be aware of it or see it, so you're kind of sweeping it under the rug, so to speak. And part of this with family, they're saying, is the holiday season, and you don't want to rock the boat, and you don't want to bring up anything that might cause some sort of argument or disagreement. We'll have to look at the rest of the cards to see, what the advice is perhaps, or your special message card will maybe tell you that too. But this right here is just saying, that I feel like people are having differences of opinions, and whether they're spoken or not, those differences of opinion are there. And there is a potential, again, there's a potential for some disagreements or challenging communication. And it doesn't have to be a fight, but there can be, again, this potential to where when you're having a communication or discussion with somebody, that you're not kind of in agreement or you're not on the same page. And it doesn't mean that it can't be worked through. In fact, the 2 of air to me would indicate that there is the possibility of balancing things out between you and coming to some sort of solution or agreement. But just remember that some of those energies that we spoke about astrologically are there this week as well. So, you really have to make a conscious choice or effort to stay in a balanced place from a mental perspective. Let's look at the next card here. Wow, we have another air card. So there's a lot here in the realm of the mental body, thoughts, ideas, and communications. Now, the number 7 is a number of going within and reflecting, as we've talked about. It's a number that can feel like there's confusion happening or a lack of clarity happening, which we've also talked about. The number 7 is also a very spiritual number, and it's about trust and faith. And to me, when I see the number 7, numerologically speaking, to me it's about not having all of the puzzle pieces yet, or not having all the information regarding a situation or a conversation or whatever it might be. And so therefore there's a lack of clarity. Therefore there's a lack of all those, informational pieces being in place so that you can really understand what's happening. And then therefore, again, there needs to be trust and faith. That's the spiritual piece. The spiritual piece of the number 7 is you have to have trust and faith in the universe, and that everything is being divinely guided in divine timing, and trust and faith in yourself, in your own intuitive capabilities and making decisions if you need to make a decision. Really trust what feels right to you. Go within and connect with your higher soul self, and really, again, trust that however things unfold by whatever decisions that you may have to make is the right thing for you. Now, the number 7, again, has that little bit of a chaotic feeling or anxious feeling to it. Both the number 5 and the number 7, to me, numerologically, have an anxiety or anxious kind of feeling, a confused kind of feeling. The number 5 is more external with that, and the number 7 is more internal. So the message at the bottom says plans that need revision. Well, that goes along with not having all the information or all the puzzle pieces. So plans that need revision, there's more going on than meets the eye, or more going on behind the scenes than you know about. and then it says poor timing, or the timing's not quite right. So far we have a lot going on in the mental realm, a lot going on within our own minds as far as maybe in general, like where we want to go in the year 2019, or how we want that new year to unfold, what we want to do next, what decisions we have to make to move into that new energy as we cross into that new 2019 time period. But this can also be situational. Maybe there's a specific circumstance or situation, as again, we're winding up old energies as we near the end of this year. And some of those things with situations, events, relationships, could be job-wise, business-wise, money-wise, family-wise, relationship-wise. There's that energy of just being kind of confused and not really knowing what to do based on what's showing here. And based on the energy of December, again, we're winding things up a little bit in some different ways. So the last card, okay, we have an Earth card here. This is the Queen of Earth. And the Queen of Earth at the top says thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Now remember, the Queen is the mother. It's the divine feminine mother, and we do have that full moon in Cancer, and Cancer is that feminine, nurturing, loving sign. Now Earth is more stable, which I'm glad to see this at the end of the week, or at least in this reading, that there's a semblance of Earth groundedness, stability that comes into play with all of this air, all of this, kind of confusing mental energy. The message here at the bottom says, make time for those around you, take a sensible approach, deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Well, that's how a mother would deal with things, right? She would try to stay grounded, she would try to stay focused, she would try to exude her loving, nurturing energy and deal with any challenges in her family in a very kind and understanding manner. Now, I feel like this is about dealing with the energies of chaos within yourself. So, it's almost like loving yourself, nurturing yourself, dealing with those energies within yourself in a kind and understanding manner. So I feel like that's both for you to exude that energy towards yourself, but also, again, in regards to others, if there's some sort of, disagreements or differences of opinions or what should happen that are going on throughout the week as we near the holiday season. So stay stable. I feel like there's some sort of blessing that we don't know about yet. That's, the energy that I feel like in all of this change and all of this redirection, confusion, there's some sort of blessings in it that we're not yet seeing. And that's because we don't have all that information yet. We don't have all the puzzle pieces. So focus on the blessing that's coming. Focus on knowing and believing that there's blessings and gifts coming, or prosperity and abundance coming, or peace and balance coming, whatever it is. But I just feel like this is something that as we move into the next year, that we'll have more of a focused understanding of what that's all about. So let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card based on your stone of choice. So we have the messages from your angels deck, and so we're just going to tune in for a minute and ask for the special message for those that chose the cabochon, the labradorite cabochon. And this one actually keeps drawing my attention before I shuffle anymore. So this is Daniel, and it says, I am the angel of marriage, and I am assisting you right now. So if you're in some sort of partnership, and they're saying that this doesn't just mean romantic marriage partnership. This can be a business partnership, or this can be, like a close friendship partnership. There's something about one-on-one relationships here, and that maybe there's been, a breaking off of, or a difference of opinion with, or not being on the same page, or maybe just lacking the closeness because of the busy holiday season. Whatever this is about, Daniel, the angel Daniel, is helping and assisting, bringing things back into balance for you. Now, specifically for those of you that may be not in a partnership or relationship and want to be, this is saying that your angels and guides, or Daniel, the angel, is also guiding you and assisting you to that. So if that's been something that's on your mind, take this as a sign that that's being worked on behind the scenes, and in divine timing, that is definitely going to come to you. I feel like there's a need to, again, empower yourselves regarding the situation or the feelings that you're having regarding, whatever relationship dynamic this is talking about. So work on that solar plexus chakra and take your power back, or empower your own thoughts or your own attitudes or your own belief systems regarding the situation, and know that things are going to work out. Know that your angels are helping you, especially if you call them in and ask them. Okay? All right, for those of you that chose the Larimar, okay, let's see what the Larimar people get for a message. I'm not seeing it yet, this one. Okay, Larimar people. Celeste. Okay, I've been getting this a lot when I'm doing personal readings for people. Celeste is a happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. So this can literally be about actually moving from one location to another, from one home to another. This could be moving, like from one house to another. This could be moving from one state to another. This could be moving from one country to another. It covers all the gamuts here. This could be about movement in your career or your job. So if you've been kind of searching or looking for something new, applying for, interviewing for, this is saying that that is in the works also, and that's going to come to fruition for you. Again, I feel like this is like after the first of the year. I'm not saying that for everybody necessarily, but for a lot of you, like we have this kind of shadow part here, and this is with the darkness of December. And as we move into the new year, into a bright new energy, we're coming over here into the light. So for some of you, that movement might be after the first of the year, whether it be January, February, March, I'd say within those 3 months. But there's movement happening. Now, it doesn't just mean employment or home. This can be about energy movement within yourself, moving from one phase to another. So your soul is in a state of evolution and growth where you're moving from one stage of, again, evolution to another stage of evolution. This can be about a relationship moving from one stage to another. So just look at this as transition. This is about transition, a happy transition, positive transition from one state of being to another, okay? Again, whether it be home, work, money, finance, relationship, or your own personal growth and evolution. All right, and then for those of you that chose the ruby stone, let's shuffle these and ask for ruby. Okay, this one, ruby. Merlina, okay, this one says you are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. That's interesting because we've been talking about that. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. So this can be about meditation and connecting with your higher soul self and seeking more insight, seeking, for a clarity of what it is you need to do next. This could be maybe about connecting with a friend or family, motherly or fatherly advice. This could be about seeking assistance from like a lawyer or a counselor or a therapist or a priest or a religious figure. This could be about maybe going and getting a reading and seeking advice in that way. But there's more information yet that needs to be had before you're able to make your decision and move forward. So just take this as a time period to sort things out. You don't have to push and make the decision right away. Or if you do, again, ask for clarity, pray for clarity. And again, seek perhaps some outside assistance to kind of help you to see things from a different perspective or see things in a new light or a little bit more clearly. So I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading. I send you all lots of love and light. Until we meet again next week, many angel blessings.